All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. It is Tuesday, May 16th, 2023. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to join me this morning and every morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the YouTube channel. I'm not going to go really much over the numbers for today in terms of the market because it's just been pretty much choppy. You could take a look at the S&P here on your screen, the top left corner chart, and really since May has been nothing for the most part. So 41.39, we're down about a quarter point. We're also down about 0.61. NASDAQ down about 0.23. Dow Jones up 91, down 91, excuse me. NASDAQ, we want to break 13,494 on the futures side. If we break that, that would be the month's highs. And we'll target possibly the 50% retrace level, which is 13,626. So futures, guys, keep an eye on that. I'd rather do futures, give us a little more flexibility than QQQ calls. So again, you could see here that 50% retrace on the fib. That'd be a good level for us to have a TP1, TP2 about 13,726. That's the August highs. So around that area, we'll probably be looking for a long. NASDAQ has been outperforming, obviously. So again, 13,494, 13,5, that's what we're looking for the break. That's pretty much the only trade setup that I have been scouring the earth with the team on, because there's just not much going on. I sell my Mara calls. They were up yesterday, the actual stock, but the calls, since we're out of the money, I mean, we're just going to have to wait on it. The good news is we do have some kind of news coming out, some kind of event at least, which is the debt ceiling negotiation. The president and the speaker of the House will be speaking today. They're meeting regarding the debt ceiling. If they extend the debt ceiling, markets are going to rally. Any kind of didn't work out, I expect markets to pull back. So really until that really binary event, we're just going to have to just wait and see. We did get some, we did get the, what do you call this? The retail sales numbers today. Let me see if I can get that here. This is from Live Squawk. 0.4% is the retail sales. 0.4%, estimated 0.8%. So that's a miss month over month. Retail sales excluding autos met expectations. U.S. retail sales excluding autos and gas was actually double the expectation. So less cars, less gas in terms of spending. Retail sales control group, 0.7%, estimated 0.4%. So kind of a mixed number. A little more of a deep dive into the numbers. You can see that online sales up 1.2%. So again, I do have some Amazon calls. Hopefully that helps it. 0.9% on personal care. Names like, was it the... like Sephora and Ulta, Ulta hit all-time highs, I think, just recently. I think Ulta hit 52-week highs a couple of months ago. Restaurants and bars doing a little better. Again, less of the buying stuff, 2020, 2021, lockdown, 2022, more people going out shopping. The only thing I don't see here is travel, which I found pretty interesting. Let me see if I can look this up on Twitter. Here's the current release in terms of average monthly sales for retail and food services. This is directly from the census. Let's see, any kind of travel, anything here? This is just retail sales. Yeah, nothing in terms. I guess they don't count travel as retail sales. In that sense, makes a lot of sense. But I don't think automobiles should be included either. That does sway the number. But again, we're not going to count. That's considered service. So, we'll see service sales. Let me see if that's coming up very soon. We have retail sales, but nothing in terms of service. So it can't really gauge the service spending other than PMIs, which is the, again, the Purchase Manager Index. So asking a survey of people who provide services. I find it funny that restaurants and bars are considered here on this report, but yet not travel. So food and beverage stores, I guess they consider that retail. There you go. That's what I got in terms of news. In terms of other news that came out yesterday, we did have the 13 Fs come out. Stanley Druckenmiller is betting on AI theme. Druckenmiller took positions in Google and Microsoft in Q1 while increasing his stake in NVIDIA by 200,000 shares. David Tepper, hedge fund, Appaloosa, started new positions in Tesla, NVIDIA, and Federal Express, FedEx. In Q1, Warren Buffett added more than 20 million shares of Apple. So, valuations be damned. These guys want to buy. Bill Ackman, same thing. Pershing Square accumulates massive $1.2 billion position in Google. So is that really moving the markets today? You would think, right? Oh, we should be soaring, Carlos. Hedge funds are buying. Well, not exactly. We're still getting a little bit of some sideways action. You could see Home Depot's down after earnings, one of their worst earnings reports in these terms of EPS in about 20 years. So demand destruction is there. People are not moving. They're staying in their homes. People are not buying. Prices are a little too high in certain areas. So Home Depot taking a hit. So is Lowe's. Again, I still like Home Depot and Lowe's long term anyways. In terms of the stock itself, let's go ahead and chart it. It's trading at 281.13. You're pretty much right around here. So 280.49 being your first level of support. What I want to buy there, I mean, I don't think there's any necessary reason to buy stocks here, even with the hedge funds buying as well. I think it's still trader's market, as you can see. So your best bet really is to trade around it rather than just buy, unless you're doing dollar cost averaging. Then please, by all means, do that, because that is probably the easiest way to do it. But again, until we start really breaking out at 4,200 and really seeing stocks get that momentum from where we want to go, or at least get cheaper in price, man. Maybe we get back to the 200 moving average on the weekly. But like we talked about, that was in October. That was the bottom. And, we'll see where we go from there. I don't think we'll retest 3,500 anytime soon. So we're probably going to be stuck in this range maybe for another couple of hours until we get that news from the Biden White House and House of the Speaker of the House, McCarthy, and their negotiation on the debt ceiling. So we just have to wait. That's where we are. I wish I had more to speak of, but pretty quiet in May. Visa, BABA inverse is heading up. Let's see it, cup and handle on Visa. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, I can see exactly what you're talking about. Maybe we get a little bit of a pullback here and then a sword job. Here's your cup. Here's your handle. Got the pull here. Yeah, I got the alert here at 235.58 for Visa. Until we break, that's a very slow grinder. So again, Visa payment processing, as long retail sales were up, excluding auto and gas. So Visa should be getting a little bit of a boost, but they're up about 6 cents this morning. But again, it's a quiet one. Doesn't really do much. AMD, let's take a look at it. AMD, we want to get above the 50% retracement, which is right around $100. Again, that's pretty much your target if you're looking for longs. You're still in an uptrend on AMD. Here's your target of 100. Maybe if we do break 98 and we get that debt ceiling deal, we'll probably tag AMD for the $100 level. So we'll keep an eye on that. And let's take a look at BABA. BABA was a position increase by Michael Burry. There is a gap to fill here at 88.26 on the hourly. We are now at 86.80, so it's down pre-market. And you're pretty much stuck between this range here of around 124 and 77. Pretty wide range, but nothing much to do there in terms of Alibaba. If you're saying an inverse head and shoulders, let me see here on the hourly. I not really see that. Let me see on the daily. No, just pretty much. Well, I guess so. You have one big wide inverse head and shoulders. Sure. If it does break the neckline here, the headline here, excuse me, the neckline. Sorry, 77.52. Then it's going to continue to go down on that. So good eyes, Austin. But other than that, not much going on. I do have alerts. Look at this gap to fill at 158 on BABA, but we need to get above 124 to get there. Thoughts on Microsoft? Dividend usually sells off afterwards. Yep, those dividend X days on Microsoft. But again, you could see we still got a little more room to the upside around 315. Again, we're getting a little long in the tooth too. Again, I'm not against, seeing a little bit of a pullback, at least to 302. And maybe that's what will happen on Microsoft. But again, we have so much going on, at least in terms of the debt ceiling stuff. Earnings at least are over, at least for these mega cap names. But we need some reason to see the market go higher. So until then, we can trade around it, sure. But again, 302 would be the downside move. We already filled that gap, and then upside move around 316, 315. So Microsoft is pretty much a breakout on the daily, breakout on the hourly. It's been an absolute monster. Microsoft's a great company to own. But in terms of the hourly chart, let's see short term. All this chop really since about 3 Fridays ago. And not much to do there. So 302 may come again if you're betting on a little bit of a pullback. Microsoft may not be a bad one. Again, the 300 to 302 level. And if you're expecting, the debt ceiling thing to get fixed and risk on to push a little higher, 313 will break and get you to 315, 317. So that's where we are. Thanks, Austin. Cheers. All right, guys. I wish I had more to speak about, but again, it was a very, very quiet day for the most part in terms of chop. So, opening positions here, and especially in options, you're pretty much just giving away premium, just waiting. So let's wait for a break, one side or another, and then we'll see where we go from there. But I like futures here for NASDAQ. That's probably the one I'm really staring at today. 13,494. If that breaks, 13,626 is the level I'm looking for. So that's where we're going. I like 307 for Microsoft for a day trade on calls. Yeah, I mean, shoot, if we can get a little bit of a pullback on Microsoft, yeah. But again, we still have that event coming up, guys, which is the debt ceiling meeting. Who knows what the hell's going to happen? Bottom line, the Americans, United States, always pays its bills. So all this is just drama. It's happened many times before. Worst case scenario, we're back to 2011. We drop in the summer. We bounce back in Q3, Q4. That's pretty much the debt ceiling scenario. Worst case. But other than that, it always gets resolved. The United States is not going to be not paying its bills. Sheesh, you got more shoes? No, I've had these shoes now for a while, guys. I have my collection there. I've had these for a while, for years, actually. So, any thoughts of a buy point on Tesla? Let's see it. Oh, I love shoes, man. I love me some sneakers. I rotate them. I wear different sneakers pretty much every day. I love it. In terms of a buy point on Tesla, let's see if we can go down the road of David Tepper and see what he says. 146.43 is that gap fill. I was expecting us to get there. We're sitting right on the 20-day moving average. I don't hate the setup for a long either, but again, you do have some downside risk around 158.50, 81 to around 146. I think 146 is your money level that you want to go ahead and buy Tesla. That'd be a good level, especially on a dip buy for Tesla. That's the one level I'm looking for. We have not filled that earnings gap from 2 earnings seasons ago. But yeah, there we go. Here we go. I think that's a good price at the money long term. Yeah. I mean, what other growth name is better than Tesla at this point other than NVIDIA? That's probably the only one I could think of. Upstart, nice push. I believe the SoFi CEO has been buying. So again, maybe the Upstart CEO starts buying a little bit. In terms of what you can do here, not a lot. 29.89 is a level that I still have and still waiting on. If you go to the weekly, again, you're hitting your head right on the 50-week moving average here on Upstart. So guys, I know it's kind of a pain in the ass just waiting around. That's usually the case for Maze. We don't have anything new. You need something. Okay, what is the reason to buy? And there isn't any right now. We're pretty much just stuck in a pattern. Anyone who's a student of history, in World War I, they would have reports of the massive battles that they had in France. And the German media would tell the people in Germany, all quiet on the Western Front. That's where that came from. Same deal. All you're seeing is back and forth, killing back and forth of calls and puts. And it's all quiet on the Western Front. That's really it. I wish I had more for you today than that. So hopefully we get a little something to go cooking this week, or at least today, and we can report on it tomorrow. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you guys tomorrow for the morning note. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you then. Cheers.